Hello, good evening. Good evening. My name is Renita, and I am the creator of Be Your Own Kind, where my platform is pretty much for you to accentuate who you are and to be comfortable with who you are. But today on 2 Cent Wednesday, we do not talk about that. I basically just go through some of the trending topics that I've seen online, and we just talk about it, and I just add my quote unquote 2 cents. So today I won't hold you long. I don't have that many things I want to talk about, but just want to welcome you to the Be Your Own Kind platform. My site is beyourownkind.com. I can be found on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. So I welcome you to join the chat if you have anything to say, or if you want to just chime in. I have the link right there in the comments, and I welcome you to join. So we're just going to get started here. So I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk on. Oh, my sister's calling me. This is rude, but hello. Okay, I'm on the lab on the phone, so I gotta go. Bye. All right, so let's get started. Sorry, I thought that was an important call. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is the BET Hip Hop Awards. I didn't see it. I think you need cable to watch BET or like BET Plus, and I don't have any of that. So I rely on YouTube and the internet most likely to look at things. So that's what I did. So I saw that this was trending. I didn't even know that it happened last night, I believe the BET Awards came on. So if you saw it, just chime in, let me know what you thought about it. But it looks like Megan Thee Stallion, she killed it. She won a lot of awards last night. So I believe, let's see, it says most of them beyond the performances. Winners this year included Megan, Beyonce. I think Beyonce won the best rap verse, which is awkward because she's not a rapper, but her verse in Savage was dope, like totally dope. So I can see how she won that. Drake is always winning. I Am Hip Hop Award went to Master P. I love Master P. I grew up with Master P. Make him say, yeah. All about No Limit. So I used to have the chain. I used to have like the sweatshirt. Oh my God, I love me some Master P. So I feel like that is well deserved. If you haven't already, I did see the biopic on BET through Philo. I don't know if you guys know about that streaming, but Philo, I was able to watch the biopic of Master P. So I'm super excited for him. Looks like Megan Thee Stallion won Hip Hop Artist of the Year, which she should, because she's really been grinding. Best collaboration, Savage, Megan Thee Stallion. Best duo, Chris Brown and Young Thug. I don't know what song that is. Rhapsody, I've heard of her. Video Director of the Year, Tiana Spike T. Taylor. She's awesome. I just seen a video of hers, the We Made It video. I know I'm kind of late with it, but I really loved it, how she shouted out the graduates. And because, COVID it just ruined all of their plans. Then you Hustler of the Year. I don't quite know how you qualify for that, but Megan has been hustling. She's constantly online. She's constantly dropping freestyle. She constantly giving looks, and it was good that her controversy didn't overshadow her talent or her work ethics throughout this whole year. Joe Budden podcast won for best hip hop platform, which is dope because I know there was a lot of controversy around that, and the best feature verse. This is the thing that I wanted to talk about. Like Sweet 16, best feature verse, Beyonce, Savage. Yes. What she said, if you ain't jumping up and down to put on your jeans, you don't know my struggles. Something like that, but it was dope what she said. So I want to get into Master P. I want to play this video, which is why I chose this article in the first place, because I feel like he needed to be honored. So I just wanted to share this video with you all, and we watch it together. And I may pause it because I want to talk about it. So let's go. Okay, after this Vaseline ad, yeah, stay lubricated. It's getting cold.
Out of the New Orleans Calio project,
Uncle Snoop.
Percy Robert Miller is his government name, but we all know him as Master P. From that first sound, you know it. That first make him say, This OG took the hood to another level, and he put Southern music in our faces in a way that could not be denied. His business acumen was just as aggressive. Master P was one of the first hip-hop moguls who laid the blueprint for the independent label.
And if you notice on his jacket, which I can't see right now because of this, but if you notice on his jacket, he's wearing Doggy Style. That was one of my favorite albums of Snoop.
Taking a $10,000 investment and turning that into a $250 million empire. Wow. He was the first label owner that made sure that every artist on his team had their own house, a car, and a bank account. That's a real boss.
Yes, the should I?
Game changer in hip hop, Master P used his music and relentless vision to build an empire that reshaped the blueprint for the culture.
When I hear No Limit Records, I think ownership.
So T.I. is just giving us a raw look right now.
If it was a Mount Rushmore for hustlers, he'd be in the middle.
I said I wanted to take ordinary people out the ghetto and turn them into millionaires. You got Mia X, you got Silk C, Mystical, Snoop. We created a dynasty with just ordinary people that was just talented.
His story is beyond wealth. His story is also about surviving.
I grew up in the Callio Projects, New Orleans, Louisiana. That's what made me who I am today.
The first time I heard P, I remember feeling like I wasn't supposed to be.
And that's about it. So I want to skip a little bit forward because I don't know if I'm copywriting with the song, but I wanted to get into his speech. So here we go.
First of all, I want to thank God. With him, all things are possible. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my kids. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank my team. I want to thank the Juggy, the Gwens, the James Lindsay, the Jay Tweezy, the people that's in my circle that makes a difference. We come together. We solid. I want to shout out to Breonna Taylor, the George Floyds, the Jacob Blakes, Black Lives Matter. Through this injustice, we will get through this. I want to thank the bosses. I want to thank the people that's paving the way. I want to thank every kid on the block. I want them to know that one day you could make it off that block. Because I did. Don't be afraid to change. Put your trust and faith in God. And when they tell you can't do something, this for the dreamers. This for the ones that they counted out. When they say you'll never be nothing, you know that there's no limit to your dreams and your success because I did it, you could do it. To my son Romeo, we got a great business together. People always say fathers and sons don't get along. They look at African-American families, mothers and daughters, like we got to grow together. We got to change this together. And it start with us. It start with hip hop. They said hip hop wasn't going to be around that long. I've been in the game for over 30 years. I went from having nothing to making millions. That's how beautiful God is. I salute to all the fallen soldiers. I got to give a RIP to my brother, Kevin Miller. I miss you. Soldier Slim, Nipsey Hussle, the marathon continue. Y'all legacy gonna live out through us. Thank all the fans out there. I couldn't have did it without y'all. I gotta shout out all the bosses in the South. Gotta shout out Birdman from New Orleans. Special shout out to my OGs, because without them I wouldn't be here. Jay Prince, Tony Draper, Uncle Luke's. Without them boys, I wouldn't be here. So I salute them. This is for the South. And the movement continues. No limit forever. Always believe in yourself and your brand. Keep chasing your dream and your goal. I'm out.
Straight out of
This
the New Orleans
is why you gotta be quiet
Project.
on Snoop. This is why I like Master P, because he is so inspiring. Like he literally started like in the streets and he decided he wanted to take a different route with making money and he stuck with it. And I don't know if we went through the part was what Snoop said, like everybody that joined No Limit, they had a house, they had a car, a bank account, like he paid them, like how we're hearing now how people are signing these contracts, these hip-hop contracts, and they're still broke or they're stuck in these contracts for the rest of their life. Like Master P wasn't about that. It was like he lended an olive branch, and if you wanted to leave, you can leave, you know. But that's what I love about him, and I love his legacy and everything about him. He gets a lot of slack about a lot of things, but if I had to meet any celebrity like in the world, he is like in my top 5 list, like probably number 1, because I will just to learn from him, you know, just to get some of his wisdom. Like sometimes I watch some videos and interviews just to get some wisdom and some inspiration from him. Like I totally love Master P. I love him. So because this was online, I doubt there were any looks, but I wonder if they are like some quick BET 22 award performances. I know they did a cipher, but I don't know who did it. So let me see if we can. So they did have some ciphers here, but let's see if we can find any. Is that Brandy? Wow. I wonder if they, okay. It looks like there isn't a video to it. No, this is not that. So, oh well. I forgot to look that up before I started, but I see that it might not be an easy find. So, oh well. Let me see. Performances. Chuck D. So here are all the performances for last. Oh, wait a minute. Well, here are all the performances from last night. Chuck D, John Legend, and oh my God, my heart goes out to John Legend and his wife because I know they recently lost a baby. Then we have D Smoke. He's the winner of that Netflix special. And then Megan Thee Stallion, she did a performance. Lil Wayne did Kobe Bryant, which was very appropriate because and I love Chloe and Haley. I just don't want to play it because I know YouTube copyright me. I don't even know if YouTube even let me get away with that other thing. So I don't want to go to Wayne Brady paid a tribute to Little Richard. Oh, I would love to see that. I wonder if we can see a snippet of that. Let's see. I wonder if they'll still copyright me. So let's see.
In 1932, a star was born in Macon, Georgia, honey. He would change the world through music. He was known as the originator, the innovator, the architect of rock and roll.
And you know Wayne Brady is kind of like Jamie Foxx to me. He could do everything.
You won't do your sisters win. Now, Lucy, you won't do your sisters win.
Okay, so yeah. And then let me see. I was trying to see who did the cipher. That's what I like. Anytime I watch the BET Awards, I'm all about the cipher. So I don't see any of the ciphers. So, oh well for that. We'll move on in life. Yeah, I don't see the ciphers. That's what Summer Walker performed. I guess it's easier for her to perform right now. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna show me, so we can move on. Let me try one more thing. BET Cypher 2020. I'm all about are they gonna show me the video? No. Oh my God, I don't understand why it's so hard to find the cipher. Here we go. Here's the cipher. Okay, looks like we got her. I saw Tiana Taylor in there and Brandy. Which Brandy we all know is a dope lyricist. And I wonder, I knew Erykah Badu is always. It looked better on the gram when he sit in the crowd. Just like this, what you make. It's like she had no baby. We wear jury while we making songs with the same. The morning while you're yawning, get it on it. You know me, shoot a other year home video for fans on. Couple bands in my hands while we roll. It looked like she's still pregnant during this. Kick the dough in, have my swag, steal my staff, I get last slap. Text the group, bitches lit, I just snap back. Black tights, Jordan 3s, and a snapback. With a starter jacket before you bitches have swag. If I'm coming how I'm coming, I don't half ass, cause R&BT, I'll leave the favorite in the trash bag. Live. The tone is what I said it. If you want Brandy is super cute. Thank you, love. Yeah, this is the one I just found. I wonder if Brandy's gonna actually sing. As I combine all the jewels from I like her. Sometimes she's a little boring, but let's see. Spiritually aligned, cause it's all by design. You can follow behind, but you can't cheat the grind. It's that rhythm and blues, pain, emotional. I kind of like her as a rapper. Unethical views is for professional use.
This only stemmed from the root. I'm just enjoying the fruits, and I don't usually flex. I could if I wanted to, but I'll make an exceptional. Filipino queen, my money green like vegetable. Who the first black woman to own a festival?
Erica is always the DJ, so we can always count on that.
Young and respectable, shady, they skeptical. Say a prayer, Breonna Taylor seemed intentional. Black queens with dreams, beautiful, exceptional. Say you wanna be down, but still ain't the rest of them though.
That was a dope verse. So is Beyonce, not Beyonce, is Brandy gonna actually sing? Did you see this one, Kristen?
My ass too big, my waist too small, my face too cute, my game too strong, your man too close, he on my phone about these bills, put mommy on the phone, he ain't never coming home. Look, I'm about to go in, I'ma get inside these bitches head like a sew in, I'ma lace the track in the front, make it blend in, pull that shit back so the glue ain't showing on the back, I'm going, hoes like showing, about to build a little flower bed he can grow.
Get it, Erica.
To the sewing, Bob the road streaming, baby, I'm looking from it. Bitch, I'm from the hood, wish you would. Saw you in the club, looking good. I'm a boss and a worker, keep a tight circle. Last name Bardu, first name Erica.
She's so cool. Why is Erica a vibe? Oh, she rapped?
At the 2020 division, year 2020, I went with my intuition. Black females, we gon' flourish in these conditions. Border front line, not in your kitchen. I'm on.
She looking cute too.
Streaming for all your feelings. Blessed to finally see it completed and not deleted. From saving all the wave and bipolar, I'm genius. With global climate rising, I keep it cool like anemic. Said I love you, then I mean it. Ain't no half in between it. And to look inside that mirror to understand what a queen is. Trying to teach my many me that our skin is not a weakness. Can't just settle at the surface, cause that trauma cut the deepest. Know you beautiful and black, go be proud. Always trust in God, by yourself, take that vow. And if they say the sky is the limit, then buy a cloud. And if they can't see us as an equal, they not allowed.
Okay, Brandy. And you know the thing about Brandy is like lately people been getting on her about how she's dressing and like that whole bohemian Soho type of vibe she's been sporting, and she came with it in the hip hop. My whole thing is wear what makes you comfortable, wear what you're comfortable in. But a lot of people was really getting on how she's been looking lately, especially her last performance at the Billboard where she had on like, let me see if I can find it. She had on like a straight jacket, and I think it had something to do with the song, but everybody was just kind of like, and she killed it on the Billboard. Don't get me wrong, because Brandy's a vocalist for real. Like people be playing, but Brandy's not playing. Like she's a vocalist for real. So yeah, so she had this on during the Billboard Music Awards, and so everybody was just like, "What are you wearing?" And so it's good that she just kind of, I guess she dressed it up for the hip hop awards. Like I say, be yourself. I'm for anybody being herself, but she brought it with that. I expected her to sing. I didn't even expect her to rap at all. So that was a dope cypher. That's the only reason why I used to watch the BET, because I don't really follow new music now, really, because I'm kind of just listening to 90s music. So every once in a while I'll find an artist that I really listen to. Like Doja Cat is somebody that I really started liking during this year. I know she's pretty current, but yeah. So yeah, Brandy really brought it. And it was the fact that they used her beat and they kind of used the format of the I Want to Be Down. That's the I Want to Be Down remix, just in case you didn't know what that was. So okay, BET, it looked like they brought it. I wish I could have seen it, but it looks like I can just go to BET.com and watch it. So this next subject is probably the pettiest thing we're ever going to watch in life. So basically, there has been this big conversation about Birkin bags. And I honestly think that it started when, wait a minute. I honestly believe that it started when Nicki Minaj, she was featured on Sada Baby's on Sada Baby's song, I don't know the name of it, where she was just like, you're getting fake bags for a gift or whatever. So after she said that in a verse, all of a sudden everybody started coming out talking about this Birkin bag. So then Sweetie started it because she was like, pretty much a man don't love you if you don't, have a Birkin bag. And then Yaya Mayweather, which we know she knows about Birkin bags because of her dad Floyd. So she's just like, I think some of y'all have fake Birkins because it doesn't come out often, blah blah blah. Then you got Cardi and Offset. So basically, during the time of COVID and the time of civil unrest, the biggest thing that is floating through the internet is this freaking Birkin bag. So I thought I'd be superficial too and talk about it. I don't have one. It's like $30,000-$40,000. So I do not have one of these. I honestly didn't know anything about a Birkin bag until like this whole segment. So I just started looking up stuff about the Birkin bag or whatnot. So we're gonna get through this ad because it's just flat out annoying. Or is this this is just the start of it? No. So
looking for stylish protective.
Okay, we don't care. Okay,
Bags has been getting out.
Right. She's just saying what I just said.
This has every.
Let's get to Sweetie. Yeah. Okay, so it started off.
If you're not getting a Birkin, if you're not paying real bills, let us go back to the street. Okay.
So she played music over it because there's actual music in the back and she wanted to be monetized. But basically, Sweetie was like, well, if the guy can't give you a Birkin bag, then you don't need to be with him. So this whole controversy started. And then after that, that's when Yaya Mayweather came in and was like, a connoisseur. I know about Birkin bag. If nobody know, and I know that half of y'all Birkin bags are fake. So I'm fast forwarding through this video because I don't want to watch it all. But somebody said that this Birkin there, but these people that keep talking about Birkins and Birkin is on my last nerve. Yeah, basically it's getting out of hand because every time I cut on the TV, I'm seeing something about a Birkin bag. So then right here, this was how Offset got involved in it because he's like, stop letting people on the internet tell y'all who can get a Birkin at the store and how many Birkins you can get. Black people having access to luxury shouldn't be a debate. By the way, hip hop starts trends. They do start trends, but Birkin has kind of been a thing before hip hop. I mean, just a simple fact that you're spending $30,000-$40,000 on a bag doesn't mean that it just started trending. But hip hop is known to trend things though. Like, I'm not saying that people aren't more interested in it because of hip hop, but I am saying that this was kind of like an exclusive thing before it kind of entered the hip hop world is all I'm saying, So it seemed like a lot of people have been getting Birkin bags lately. I know that Kylie Jenner gifted Cardi with one, and yeah. So here's where Money Yaya said. She said, I really want to comment on this whole Birkin topic. So this is Yaya Mayweather. She said, I really want to comment on this whole Birkin topic, but I'm going to just sit this one out because I don't want to have some of y'all in a frenzy. Just know when you speak in Birkin, you're speaking Ayana Mayweather. And if you feel otherwise, let's argue. So I think her mother came out and she was showing her bags and how her house is paid for and this and that. So it's kind of turning into a whole, I don't want to say bragging session, but it is. It's kind of like, hey, who's the richest? Who got the most? So it turned into this whole thing. And that's okay if you're rich and that's what you want to talk about. But yeah, so then this is her again. She looked just like her dad. She says, wait a minute, this is getting out of hand. I'm starting to see too many people on this app with Birkins like they're just some regular bags that you could go buy. Some of these Birkins got to be fake, and I'm not saying everybody's is fake. I'm not trying to be funny, but let's make something clear, crystal clear. For one, you just can't walk into an Armani store, I'm probably saying it wrong, and buy a Birkin. You have to be like a member in order to buy them. Two, even if you are a member, you can only buy so many a year. And because of this is why my dad sometimes goes overseas to purchase them. So she's trying to educate everyone like, hey, you may have a Birkin. You might not have a Birkin. Now, why does she go and say this? Because now, of course, if someone's kind of calling you out in a nice way, even though I felt like she was just trying to educate you. But even in that instance, I feel like if I'm sporting, let's go to my pay range. If I'm sporting a Coach and then somebody come out and like, no, you probably got a fake Coach because it's exclusive to this and this and that. Of course, I'm going to want to try to prove that my bag is real. So then it gets even worse. And so because Offset said this, and then, Cardi's getting involved because Offset is involved. So let's keep going. I'm really going through this video, right, without audio. So Offset comes back, and I've seen this all on Instagram. He comes back with the receipt, like, I bought this. Now she said it doesn't mean like Yaya said that I'm not saying it's fake. You know, some of y'all's is fake, but I'm not saying all of y'all's is fake. But like I said, when somebody try to tell you that you have an authentic product, of course you're gonna try to do what you can to try to prove them wrong. So then he sports this receipt, like, no, I did buy. So he got, this is of course he bought this for Cardi. It was a Constance bag, which I don't know what that is either, and a Birkin bag. So by all means, so then money, so basically people are tagging Yaya again. Now here's the thing, Yaya interjected herself into this conversation, and now she's getting flat out annoyed that people keep tagging her to responses, but it's like you interjected yourself, so now, and you kind of call some people out, so of course they're going to do whatever they can to kind of like discredit what you're saying, even though we all know that her dad is Floyd Mayweather, a friggin' billionaire, I think, and he can afford, like, these bags are like, it's like he paying $20, like his 30,000, 20,000 is like $30, $20 to us, you know what I'm saying? So she goes on to say, stop tagging me in that post. That man is damn near 10 years older than me. I'm pretty sure he wasn't talking about me, but even if he was, I said what I said, and ain't nobody, I've been getting Birkins longer than going to tell me about Birkins. And that's true. She been rich for real for a really long time. These people just got into this. So it's just kind of like stop. I said what I said, and you're right. It is annoying. Right. They just look like a regular big, like, tote, like where you can just put a whole bunch of junk in, like, why does one need a bag that big? And really, I feel like I can just go to Burlington and get one of them guest bags that looks just like that. I'm not really a purse person, so I can't put anyone down that collects purses. But like, if I was going to spend a lot of money, and Kate Spade is probably not expensive to these people at all, but I would Kate Spade my, everything. I love like the little different patterns and how she has like the little pets and the stuff like, I don't know. I just feel like Kate Spade is a more exciting brand than Birkin. I just think it's the fact that it's Armani's or Herman. I don't know how you pronounce it, but and I think that it's also the fact that it's exclusive. You only can get so many bags. You got a membership and blah 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 blah. So anyway, so after she said that, stop tagging me, then. Oh, okay. So this is where the lives come in at. I don't really like the lives because I don't really know, like, they don't be really saying nothing. But let's see if she's saying something.
Situation, and to clarify a few things, y'all check this out. This is what you guys want from me.
So this is Yaya.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's freaking do it. Everything I said and will continue to say, I said it, and I'm gonna stand on it. And listen,
look at that. Do you see that receipt? $128,000 for 2 purses. Wait, it says quantity 20. I don't know. For 2 purses. Some people don't even make this in 5 years. That's what I'm saying. These are like rich people problems. But anyway, go ahead, Mayweather.
Her husband, fiance, I don't know what he is to her. Whatever. Cool. He's cool too. Whatever. But respectfully, I was going to tell you guys, if you guys just look at the picture, if you guys look at the picture, those aren't all Birkins in the picture. But actually, I guess he posted on his story the receipt. And on the receipt, if you read, you can see that only 1 Birkin was purchased. 2 hot bags were purchased. A Birkin.
She is right. Bag. If you see right there, it's the 3rd thing on there.
Not only have I been getting Birkins longer than some of these people, I've been flying private longer than these people. Listen, I've been doing all this way longer, so I know. So you ain't gonna tell me I'm a youngin', but guess what? Even though I'm young, the old heads really look up to me because I've been doing this since way before them. Way before.
Okay, love. Yes, you've been doing that thanks to your dad. Okay. So, like I said, I get bored with lives. So, this is her mom right here. Her mom, this is not her mom. This is one of Floyd's ex-wives, and this is what I was telling you earlier. She was showing all her Birkin bags, and she was saying that her house was paid for and blah blah blah. I wonder if this is actual video.
Point that all Hermes bags are.
Okay, it's called Hermes. All right, so here's the mom.
I think she was just trying to make a point that all Hermes bags are not Birkin bags. There's some Kelly bags.
This must be a Yana.
And you got Birkins. So many of these so mad on here. And guess what? The house I live in, paid for, cash, no mortgage.
Now I'm still trying to figure out what her house being paid for had to do with a bag. That's what I'm saying. It started turning into like a bragging thing.
I said I was talking to my daughter about Birkin bags.
I thought her mom passed away, but okay.
So y'all comment below y'all thoughts on the Birkin debate. Chime in below.
Okay, so shout out to whose video is this? Statue of Society on this, because she pretty much had the whole story in one video. So that's why I showed this, and it was easy to like go through it without having to like watch the whole. How long was this? 7 minutes to this Birkin bag stuff? Because like I said, in a world right now where we're in the middle of election between two, I don't know, sketchy candidates. We got COVID. Restaurants are being closed again. People, it's just civil unrest and a whole bunch of foolery going on in the world. We got all these underground little tunnels or whatever that are funneling kids, you know, sex trafficking, all types of things that's going on. And the one thing that we're talking about, especially on people on who have large platforms, they're going back and forth over Birkin bag. The last thing that I'm thinking about is a purse, and I'm sure the last thing that majority of us are thinking about is a purse. So I just kind of was just like, really, this is just ridiculous. And maybe I'm just getting old and don't care about stuff like that. But I was just like, man, like every day I was going on Instagram and every day I was on YouTube minding my business and I saw something about a friggin' Birkin bag. So I thought I'd talk about it because, hey, I'm supposed to be talking about trending topics, but this was probably the most annoying topic that I ever had to talk about. So I was going to get into why Birkin bags were so popular, but now I don't know. I don't want to. So I do have I will leave a link, you know, in the description box if you want to see the history of Birkin bags. You know, people spending $500,000 whatever on Birkin bags. It's crazy. It's super crazy. So the last topic that I have for today is Trump. Because what is a great live without talking about what the president is up to now? So the president Trump had more than 27 million. Well, we're talking about people like buying Birkin bags. This dude had debt forgiveness for $270 million. You know why they can continue to buy Birkin bags? Because their debts get wiped out while the rest of us have to figure out how to wipe out our student debts, or our house debts, or whatever other debts or credit card debts that we had to get because we aren't rich. So, you know, and kudos to people that have money. I'm not saying, you know, anything against them, but I'm just saying like majority of the world is trying to figure life out during COVID. They're talking about, everybody's talking about Birkin bags. This man right here is getting away with $270 million debt forgiveness. $270 million. You know how many Birkin bags that is? So anyway, let's go to the, I had to say it. So let's go to the article here, which that's not it. I thought, is that it? No. Right here. Oh God, I can't wait. I hope we vote him out. But anyway, when his skyscraper, I can't even say it. I'm so mad. When his skyscraper proved a disappointed, Donald Trump defaulted on his loans. He sued his bank, got much of the debt forgiven, and largely avoided paying taxes on it. See, the difference between the rich and I'll say middle class is they're educated. They know how to cut the corners with, and I feel like they have most of the tax breaks too, which is why a lot of people are floating on Trump's side now. Like, if you notice, it was a couple of rappers that have jumped over on Trump's side, because if Biden is elected president, he wants to increase the amount of taxes that the rich have to pay, and they don't want to do that. So that is a way that Trump can essentially get the votes of the rich. So that's why I'm trying to tell you guys, it's not a race thing. It's not a race war. It's a social class war, in my opinion, especially with him. Like, Trump knows how to reel you in. And if he's voted president again, I don't know. It'll be a sad day for me. So anyway, so the financial crisis was in full swing when Donald Trump traveled to Chicago in late September 2008, whatever. He has that Trump Tower in Chicago. So the fortune of big companies, small businesses, and millions of Americans, including Trump, were in peril, whatever. But the family patriarch was jubilant. I don't care. We're in love with this building, he says. Just tell me how he... So the president's federal income tax records show for the first time that since 2010, his lenders have forgiven about $287 million in debt that he failed to repay. So he just flat out didn't pay his taxes. And the vast majority was related to the Chicago project. How Mr. Trump found trouble in Chicago and maneuvered his way out of it is a case study in doing business the Trump way. When the project encountered problems, he tried to walk away from his huge debts. For most individuals or businesses, that would have been a recipe for ruin, but tax return data, other records, and interviews show that rather than warring with the notoriously litigious, I'm not saying that right, and headline-seeking client, leaders cut Mr. Trump slack. Exactly what he seemed to have been counting on. Litigious. Why can't I say litigious? Big banks and hedge funds gave him years of extra time to repay his debts. Even after Mr. Trump sued his largest lender, accusing it of preying on him, the bank agreed to lend him another $99 million. Now, he's already over $200 million in debt, flat out not paying him anything. Yet, they lended him $99 million more. That's our money in the banks. Well, not all of us together. And so, anyway, more than twice as much as he previously known, so that he could pay back what he still owed the bank on the defaulted Chicago loans. Ultimately, Mr. Trump's lenders forgave much of what he owed. Much. So is he going to pay the rest, or they're going to forgive the rest? So anyway, those forgiven debts are now part of a broader investigation of Mr. Trump's businesses by the New York Attorney General. They normally would have generated a big tax bill, since the Internal Revenue, I cannot read today, the Internal Revenue Service treats canceled debts as income. Are you serious? The IRS treats canceled debts as income, I'm so done with this. I can't even read this. Okay, so the bank loans Trump over $200 million in loans. He doesn't pay it, and to reward him, he gets $99 million more. And so now they're investigating this because I guess it's sketchy. I don't know, because now they're saying that the IRS treated that as income. So that $287 million was treated as income when he filed his taxes. So that's why he didn't owe the IRS, because the bank forgave him. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. It sucks, but that's what makes sense. So Mr. Trump appears to have paid almost no federal income tax on that money, in part because of the large losses in other businesses. So that is how he got away with that. It was thanks to the banks. So I feel, I don't know. So I'm guessing if we have student loans, like $100,000, which most people have, and the bank forgives it, that $100,000, does that count as income? Is that what they're saying? Or is that just a rich rule? So since at least the 1990s, Mr. Trump had dreamed of erecting a skyscraper in the winning city. I don't care about the building. The Trump International Hotel and Tower will include too much stuff. This is the building. I'm from Chicago, so I've rode past this building several times. I actually used to do Postmates, and I was able to actually deliver. I think they wanted an insomnia cookie. So I delivered cookies in this building, and they don't even like, it's a special like card to even get on the elevator. You can't, a regular person just can't, like a non-customer can't just walk in and go up the elevator. Like you got to have like some special card or whatever. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful hotel. I could see how he went in debt over it because it was beautiful. The condos are priced more than $4 million. And I believe this is, R. Kelly was in one of the penthouses, if I'm not mistaken. To pay for the construction, Mr. Trump arranged for 2 of his LLCs. 401 North Wabash Venture name for the project's address and his parent company. I still don't care about this. And Deutsche Bank, that is in Germany. Are they telling me anything else that I want to know? So Mr. Trump also went to Fortress Investment Group, a hedge fund and private equity company, for $130 million. This was a so-called mezzanine loan, which meant that it would be repaid only after that other bank debt had been satisfied. So then he has a big grace period. He didn't have to pay another $130 million that was loaned to him until he had paid the original one. And I skipped over it, so I don't know how much money they gave him. They gave him $640 million. So he didn't have to pay back the $130 million on the Fortress investment until he paid back the $600 million. It's just money everywhere. The agreement with Fortress also required Mr. Trump 401 Mez Venture to pay a $49 million exit fee when it repaid the loan. Okay. If Mr. Trump defaulted, his lenders could seize the building. But they didn't because the banks, they excused him. They forgave him. So Deutsche Bank and Fortress both plan to chop up the loans and sell at least some of the pieces. So Deutsche Bank sold them mostly to American, European, and Asian banks. So that's why these banks conceded. Fortress mostly to private equity and hedge funds, including Dune Capital Management. So they sold his loans, and we know that banks all the time are selling loans and selling accounts all over the place. So they broke it down and sold it up to different banks. So it chopped down the amounts, which is probably why they forgave it, because it wasn't such a large amount if the money was split up between different banks. Do you see how this works before our eyes? This man borrowed at this point over $800 million. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like this story is getting longer and longer. Turning unpaid debt into canceled debt. Why didn't the lender seize the building? This is what I want to know. Going to court to take over the unfinished skyscraper promised to be a costly, year-long process, especially given Mr. Trump's reputation for using the legal system to drag out fights. Okay. On July 28, 2010, lawyers for Mr. Trump, Deutsche Bank, and Fortress notified the court that they had reached a private settlement. The terms weren't disclosed. Okay. But Mr. Trump's federal tax returns, as well as loan documents filed in Cook County, Illinois, provide clues to what happened. Mr. Trump was left off the hook for about $270 million. It was the type of generous financial break that few Americans, companies, or individuals could ever expect to receive, especially without filing for bankruptcy protection. Before Mr. Trump defaulted, Fortress had expected to receive more than $300 million from this company and $130 million in principal and roughly $185 million in anticipated interest and fees. But Fortress and his partners, including Mr. Dune Capital, as well as Cerberus, what are these words? Capital Management, whose co-chief executive, okay, I don't care. He became a major Trump fundraiser and going to lead the White House advisory panel, whatever. Ultimately, Fortress settled for $48 million, which Mr. Trump wired to the firm on March 2012. Now, mind you, he owed them $130 million and he only had to pay $48 million. So the forgiven debt showed up in Mr. Trump's tax returns because, as we found out earlier, forgiven debts are considered income. So the remaining of that money, it showed that he made that money. So that's why he didn't owe the IRS. I'm learning something here. So the forgiven debts showed up in Mr. Trump's tax returns for 2010. Mr. Trump 401 Mez Venture reported about $181 million in canceled debt. So it's showing as income. It's showing that's $180 million was shown as income. 2 years later, DJT Holdings, an umbrella company that the Chicago project had been folded into, reported that another $105 million of debt had been forgiven. Most of that appears to reflect the unpaid fortress sum. In many ways, it repeated a pattern that had played out more than a decade earlier at Mr. Trump's Atlantic City casinos. So this is something that he's figured out how to do. This is something that he's figured out. I mean, what do you think about this? Like, what are your thoughts on this? So this is the last $99 million. So Mr. Trump's company's got to pass on the money they owe on the Deutsche Bank loan, which we know is like $600 million. So skipping down, by 2012, the Trump organization had drummed up about $235 million to repay the financial institutions to whom Deutsche Bank had sold pieces of the original loan. They included banks and asset managers in the U.S., Germany, Ireland, and China. And when they're saying it, including banks, that doesn't mean it was one bank in the U.S. So it was probably a plethora in the U.S., Germany, Ireland, and China. That's why I'm saying they broke down the loan where the amount wasn't so high, so that the bank could forgive him. So it wasn't like this big lump sum that he received. They broke him down. And that's how. So, but Mr. Trump still owed $99 million. According to people familiar with debt, where would he come up with that money? Though Deutsche Bank have vowed to do no more business with Mr. Trump, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, introduced him to his personal wealth manager at the bank, Rosemary, I'm not going to say that, Miss Verbelik, with the support of her superiors, soon agreed to restart the relationship with Mr. Trump. Money talks, man. In 2002, Ms. V division had made 2 loans secured by the Chicago skyscraper, one for nearly $54 million, another for $45 million. All this money. The funds were used to immediately repay the $99 million. So they said they wouldn't work with him anymore. He met with somebody, sweet talked them. They gave him some more loans just to pay off money that he already owed them. So the following spring, the Trump organization repaid $54 million, according to a person briefed on the matter in Cook County records. That left $45 million. So now we're down to $45 million. But in 2014, Deutsche Bank agreed to lend another. So they're constantly lending money to him. Now, I'm going to stop here. Because yes, Kristen, yes, they do. Because if I try to go now to get a loan or to get a house or to even buy anything, get an Amazon card or something, and I owe money and I'm in debt and I haven't paid my loans on time and I've defaulted on loans, there's no way that I would be given the treatment of my loan forgiveness. There's no way that a bank would even trust me, no matter who I talk to. There's no way. It's who you know and it's power. The rich has it easy. It's like the system is built for the rich. Now you have all these people in debt, and you're seeing right now that these banks pretty much forgave, like at this point, over $800 million for this one man. And you got people that are drowning in debt. And you call them and you ask for options, and there aren't any. They'll say you can consolidate. But no one's forgiving student loans. And this is not even to buy an extravagant building. This is what was sold to us when we were younger. You get an education, you get the job. Oh yeah, but you got to get the job within 6 months because we're gonna want our money back. And we know that it's not that quick to get a job right out of college unless you're in a program, unless you had networking. But most people, you have to go out there and find the job yourself. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you get this house, yeah, but you owe us next month. Car note, same thing. Credit card, yes, you can get this credit card, swipe it now, pay it later. No interest, but when the interest does come, it's astronomically high. No one's forgiving that. And if you want to, and don't worry if your credit card is high, you can transfer that balance to another credit card. So then you got this credit card that has this huge amount. That's basically what he did with his loans, that whole taking the balance and putting it into another account. And that's what he's doing. So he's really not paying anyone. He's borrowing money, quote unquote, and paying that off, still owing that, taking out another loan, paying that, taking out another loan. So he kind of technically still owe the money. So I'm getting a headache. So at this point, I don't think I want to read anymore. But yeah, so yeah. And then he's getting write-offs. Right here it just said he got a write-off for $104.8 million. And that's allowed. This says alternate allowed in the tax law. It's crazy. And it's also crazy that I thought you all could see this whole time and you can't. But yeah, so it's super crazy. It's just super crazy. So yeah, this is the article, but we're not gonna start it over. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. See right here where it says write-offs by 104 million alternate allowed in tax law. That's allowed. That's legal. That's lawful. Oh, I can't. Please vote. I don't know. Just vote. I can't tell you who to vote for, but after reading this, I don't know. I don't even know. I know Biden is about increasing taxes for the rich. And at this point, he kind of sold me on that. But yeah, just get out there and vote. Use your voice. I can't anymore. So yeah, if you thank you for joining me this Wednesday. This was cool. Once again, my name is Renita. I am the creator of the Be Your Own Kind platform. My motto is there's never an inopportune to be yourself. You can catch me on beyourOwnKind.com. I am on Instagram. It's BE_your own kind. I welcome you anytime to just join my platform. If you feel comfortable and ever want to chime in, the link was in the comments. And until next Wednesday, take care of yourself and don't forget to be your own kind.